Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ruth podcast. Y'all, today I have a fresh take for you on one of my favorite verses, probably one of your favorite verses too, Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. Now, this came to me late last night. I was meditating on this verse, Proverbs 3, 5 through 6, one of my favorite verses. I was meditating on this late last night, and this just popped out to me. And so I wanted to share it with here. I wanted to share it here. Wow, words. I wanted to share it here today with you to bless you and to invite you into this fresh perspective. So Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, I'm just going to read it to you. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. This verse is one of my absolute favorites because it gives specific instruction. I love it because the Bible's saying like, hey, listen, do not rely on your own understanding. So that tells me that like we're not always going to be able to understand or figure everything out on our own. You know, we need God. We were actually designed with a hole in our heart and probably even some mental faculties not all there because it's not all on us, right? We were designed to depend on God. He's the one that fills that hole in your heart. He's the one that makes all the crooked paths straight, you know? So the Bible says again, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he'll make your path straight. So last night I was just writing this out, Proverbs 3, 5 through 6, and something just popped out to me like a formula. And this happens to me often where I will get like a message based on like a word, like one word. So the word, let's look at the word Proverbs. Proverbs is proverbs, okay? Proverbs. So pro means professional, right? Like somebody who's an executive, they operate at a high level of skill. If you're a professional, you're really good at something. I mean, like that kind of goes without saying. Now, verbs mean action. So proverbs means professional actions, pro actions. Proverbs, I also think, will make you a pro. They'll make you very wise so that you can execute with excellence. So hang with me here. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. This just kind of popped out to me, kind of like a spiritual discipline or formula. And let me know if you love this or you love this, okay? Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Proverbs meaning proverbs, pro actions, 3, 5 through 6. What if we paused to meditate on this verse 3 times a day, 5 to 6 days a week? Look, y'all, I mean, that just blessed my little socks off last night. As I was looking at this verse, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, what if I apply this verse? I pause to lean not on my own understanding. I pause maybe morning, noon, and night. 3 times a day, I pause to connect with God's presence, to trust in the Lord with all my heart, to lean not on my own understanding, but to acknowledge him, to take what I'm dealing with in the moment to the King and say, hey, God, I am not going to lean on my own understanding here, but I'm coming to you to acknowledge you. I'm coming to you to submit this to you. I'm coming to you to acknowledge you in all my ways, knowing that you're going to give me wisdom, revelation, knowledge, grace, help, or support for this thing. Now, we deal with things happen morning, noon, and night. The thing that you might have been thinking about in the morning may not be the same thing that you're working on at noon. It may not be the same thing that you're working on at night or you're experiencing. So I was just thinking, like, what a fun formula. What if I turned Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 into a little like success formula for myself? And I want to encourage you, try this out. Fresh perspective, a fresh take on this verse. But proverbs, professional actions, pro actions, 3 times a day, morning, midday, evening, and do this 5 to 6 days a week. Try it out, right? Where you pause to speak the verse out loud and then to present to the Lord whatever it is you're working on, right? I'm not going to trust in myself and what I know. I'm going to like lean on God's everlasting arms, the all powerful, all knowing, everywhere at once, King of the universe. Let me bring my situation to him, bring my day to him, bring my troubles, my desires, my prayers, my petitions, or just pause to just dwell on the Lord. When? 3 times a day, morning, midday, evening, 5 to 6 days a week, right? And you probably could do it 7 days a week, but it definitely wouldn't hurt you. But just, using the numbers in the verse. Anyways, this was just really fun for me to think about. And then I was like, okay, what does this mean to me? Because I'm always pausing to figure out, like, what does this verse tell me about God? What does a verse tell me about myself? And what does this verse tell me about how I can love other people well? And so as I was pausing to just write out last night what this verse meant to me, this is what I came up with. My job is to trust him. My job is not to rely on myself. My job is not to try and figure it all out by my onesie because I can't. Like, I'm smart enough to know I can't figure everything out on my own. I need God, and I probably need some other people also. My job, though, is to lean on God and to lean on his understanding, to operate in that divine dependence, to abide in the divine abundant life, to really push into God, right? To acknowledge him in all my ways, to submit to him, to recognize him, to acknowledge, hey, I'm dealing with something. Let me get God's perspective on it, his wisdom, his insight. To seek him, to listen to him, and then to obey him based on what he reveals to me. Like, that's my job, right? And what's God's job? He'll make the path straight. That's a promise. He'll make the path straight. It's not my job, y'all. It's not our job to make the path straight. That's God's job. You know what we do to paths? We make them all cattywampus and crooked and weird because we need God. He is the best compass, like, not me. I can acknowledge that. And you know what was funny is, as I was like reading through this, I was thinking, like, there are times where the enemy makes you feel like you should be old enough. You should be wise enough. You should be further along enough. You should be all these things. The whole should show, the whole should storm, right? Which just creates a bunch of shame, that we should have dependence on ourselves. We should know how to do this by now. We should have arrived already. We shouldn't ask for help because we should be able to figure it out on our own. Y'all, that's a bunch of lies. That's just a bunch of garbage from the enemy. It's a bunch of trash. Don't believe that nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It says here in Proverbs 3:5-6, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Lean not. Don't depend on yourself. Don't depend on all the things that you know. Pray. Ask God for help. Seek him. Whether you're working on something big, whether you are going through a difficult season, whether you're in a conflict and you're trying to, like, find the best way out of it, whether you're just trying to figure something out, like, what I want to eat for dinner tonight. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, big, small, or neutral. Acknowledge God. Acknowledge God. Like, God's never led me astray, like, one time. I didn't always understand what we were doing, where we were going, but it always ended well. That's the evidence I have. And so I was just thinking, like, it's so funny that the enemy would like to, like, want us to not trust in God, but to trust in ourselves. And there's always like that looming should, right? That shame storm that could try and come upon you. And, you just got to, like, be like, no, I shouldn't know all these things. I shouldn't have to figure it all out by myself. There's nowhere in the Bible where it says thou shalt have it all figured out by now. Like, that's not in there. But we do feel that from the world. At least I have felt that from the world. Like, I remember being 25 years old and thinking I should be married by now. I should be a millionaire by now. I should have a house by now. I should be in the best shape of my life by now. I had all these shoulds. And all those shoulds created disappointment. And disappointment makes your heart grow sick. It says that in scripture. It says disappointment will make your heart grow sick, or hope deferred makes your heart grow sick, but longings fulfilled are a tree of life. And so anyways, the enemy will try and get you into all this like guilt and shame and condemnation, which is like, it's not your portion, my friend, not your portion. But God here gives us instruction. I love this instruction in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So today I was trying it out for the first time, like just making these moments to pause, to say the verse out loud, and then to present my request to the Lord, to trust in him with all my heart, to lean not on my own understanding, but to take what I was working on, to take what I was doing and submit it to him for him to make my path straight in that thing. Anyways, working out really great so far. And I thought I would just share that with you guys today. And that, like this is kind of like, I'm calling it like a CEO protocol, right? Like if you really want to be like the CEO of your life, which you are, like you are the CEO of your life, then we might as well pause and like, reference the executive of all time, the chief executive of all time, which is God, right? He's the chief executive of my life. He's my CEO. He's my commander in chief. He's the king of my universe. And so with that being the case, I can rely on God. Something that it's coming up, maybe it would bless you to help you even go deeper in CEO protocols. Next week, I'm doing a new you challenge to kind of kick off, end of this year and really kick off the new year well. And so if you want to join me, go to ruthiesontag.com/challenge. It's an absolute free event. And what I want to help you with as we're kind of wrapping up this year and launching into the next one is helping you identify really clear the vision that you want to create for the new year. Your vision, your goals, your habits, your disciplines, going deeper into developing the confidence of a champion so that you can live the life that you desire, that you can design your dreams, that you can make those real big dreams doable, right? You got to like take time to make the decisions and step it out so you can have clarity and focus. And we're going to have a great time just intentional planning and teaching you how to take action so you're not stuck in overwhelm. So I pray that this blesses you today. I would encourage you guys to really dive into that Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 and practice it 3 times a day, 5 to 6 days a week. Give it a practice. Like just use the word Proverbs, positive, professional actions, pro actions, right? And practice it. Just give it a try. I dare you. And if you want to go a little bit deeper into really wrapping up this year well and strong and really kicking off the new year, I do want to invite you to come join me and just to learn more, and go deeper and receive tons of free gifts. And I'm going to be doing some real fun things just to bless you guys and sow some great seeds into your life, starting off this new year. So, we can plan now and prosper later, or you could hold all your ideas in your head and do nothing. But I think that the first one is a better action. So if you're ready to finally have all the things that your heart has desired and get those things down on paper and create an action plan, I would invite you to come join me at the New You Challenge. Absolutely free. Next week, December 30th through January 3rd. It's going to be an hour a day. It's going to be absolutely fun and amazing. So go to ruthiesontag.com/challenge. That's ruthiesontag.com/challenge. And that's Ruthie with a Y. RUTHYSONNTAG.com/challenge. And just come and join us. It's going to be an absolute blast. And I can't wait to get some amazing resources into your hand to help you have just a real powerful, clear vision for your life and turn your dreams into actionable steps and goals. And create an amazing plan. And you know me, we're going to keep it easy, simple, and fun. So I'll see you guys there. And I hope you guys take the Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 challenge. I love you guys. Mwah! Be blessed.